Step in the mirror light, fix your crown. Lip gloss popping, let your edges lay down. It's the safe space where queens unwind. Hair done, nails done, peace of mind. Welcome to Shop Talk, pull up a chair. Sister to sister, secrets in the air. We laugh, we heal, we speak our truth. From grown woman vibes to the high school youth, yeah. Who got engaged, who changed a man, who start a business, who running the land, baby. Mama drama, church hat slave, politics, bills, and what Beyonce say. But don't get it twisted, we build, not break. Pouring love, no hearts at stake. Every story got power inside. Strong black women walk with pride. So plug in, queen, let your voice be loud. Shop Talk vibes, say it proud. From the washboard to the front desk walk, this is healing, this is Shop Talk.
Hey there, I am your girl, Dr. Talisa Franklin. You are listening to a special preview of Shop Talk, where we were in the beautiful beauty and barber salon of Rome's Hair Gallery right on Riverdale. And we had an opportunity to hear stories of life and stories of hope. And so I pray that this show really blesses your life. And I challenge you, if you are not an organ and tissue donor, will you do so today at www.midsouth.transplant.org. This is the day that the Lord has made. And what we gonna do? We're gonna rejoice and be glad in. I am your girl, Dr. Talisa Franklin, right here, the host of Shop Talk. And what is Shop Talk? It is awareness that not only we sit in these chairs and get beautified, but also we get the information that we need so that we all can just not survive, but thrive. And what do you know? That education is the best thing that we know. And today I'm super excited to have a young lady that sits alongside, because when you think about organ and tissue donation, many times when we're at the hospitals, and now if you did not put a yes on your license, or even you did, maybe your family just didn't know. You have a young lady like Zola or many others will walk in your room and say, we know that your loved one is at the end of life, but we're here to ask you, will you give life to someone else? And so we want to talk with Zola, someone that's actually in the rooms, in with the families, and because of your yes, many other families are living. And so you help me welcome the one and the only, the beautiful Zola Burgess. Hello, Zola.
Hello, thank you, Dr. Franklin.
Thank you for being here, Zola. So tell us a little bit about you, because you have been doing and been a champion for organ and tissue donation and kidneys longer than 25 years, because I know you do work with Mid-South Transplant, but your story goes way back. Tell us a little bit.
My story goes back over 40 years ago, working in the transplant area, and it has just progressed on since that time. 10 years in surgery, 10 years in the clinic, and then I moved over to Mid-South Transplant, which is the organ and tissue procurement organization.
And so when you think about, you've been, I'll tell people you are the OG, you know all things, right? Especially when you're thinking about people that look like us, because a lot of us really just don't know. And I'm so grateful how you shared so much. But one thing that I know that you do, that you go into the rooms at a family's lowest point and kind of talk about how that conversation starts and hopefully how it ends.
Well, the conversation starts from the hospital. When a person has been presented to the hospital, the first thing they do is a series of tests. The series of tests is not for anybody else, and certainly not for Mid-South Transplant. It is definitely to see where that person is neurologically and physically. So they start with the simple test. It's a doll's eye. Then they would do a EEG, EKG, and they do a cold caloric test. What a cold caloric is they will take a 60cc syringe and with ice cold water and they put it in their ear. Now, what that is to do is see if they have any reaction. And after that, we do go to a little higher. We would do a brain depth testing. And that brain depth testing is going to let us know if there are any function in the brain, and which is very important because that brain is definitely what operates us. Say if there is no function in the brain. So what the hospital do at that point, they call this our transplant. They call us to come out and have a conversation with the family. And we are quite aware that we're reaching them on the worst day of their lives. So we have to be so ever gentle and know where they are. But ultimately, we will definitely share with them about possibilities, about their loved one, extending that legacy to someone else, and giving someone else that second chance at life, because we really don't know. If there's absolutely no life in you, you can share and help out another family. We always say that that story does not have to end here. It could be a different story. You know, someone could receive a heart transplant, lungs, we could save 2 people, kidneys, we could save 2, liver, pancreas, and you know, if we get a little bit better, we can do the kidneys. And with the liver is the only organ that actually regenerates. We can split that liver, which is called a hepatic resection. We can cut off the lower left lobe of that liver, because the liver grows back within 6 to 8 weeks. So we can save 2 people. So I just think that is so phenomenal.
Well, I tell you, Zola, just to hear the story and how we can save people. Before I get out of here, I want to talk about, because I know within the Black community,
Yes.
there is a myth, there is a stigma. We just sometimes don't say yes, but we're at the greatest need.
Yes.
Tell us, how do you overcome that when you go into hospital? Because this is what I believe they see, right? Well, mama, daddy, sister, my baby is still breathing, or they're still life, and they can be healed. God is going to heal them. And we know, you know, one thing my Uncle Daddy says all the time, that when we wanted daddy to live and we got a revelation many years ago, God did heal them. He healed them on the other side.
Absolutely.
Right? But how do you handle that? Because yes, you don't put the needle with the cold, it went straight to their head. They're brain dead. Their body may be still seeing some sign of functioning, but the brain is dead. How do you overcome to tell their loved one in their time, looking at their loved one on the bed, that you're asking for mama's kidneys and organs, and you're not sensitive, but you already know that if your brain is dead? How do you handle that?
What I would do with that is, we have a test that would allow us to disconnect the ventilator. When you disconnect that ventilator, you have an opportunity to just see your loved one lie flat. And we will connect it back up. But when you see that right before you, there's no breath, no life in them. But then we'll put them back on the ventilator. And then we will have another discussion as to where do we go from here? Your next steps. So I talk very deeply to them. But even if on the religious side, I try to tell them that, you know, God made us, we are our brother's keeper. We're responsible for our fellow man. And also when they think, well, nobody I know received a transplant, or I don't know anybody. But guess what? You won't be the first, because Adam gave to Eve. So they were really, back in the biblical days, they were the first. And that's a tissue. So we want to really understand. And then I ask the people, so if you are not donating, what do you think is going to happen? You can't take them to heaven. Who said you're going to heaven? Who said they're going to heaven? You cannot take these organs with you. But you can certainly save 8 lives. Now, what better gift than the gift of life?
Nothing like it. Zola, you said something, and I want to really talk about this shortly. Is we thinking about religious, there is certain things, certain practices that certain religions will or will not do, right? How do you handle that sensitivity when you're going into the hospital? One thing I've learned is anything I do, I find out who is the decision maker in the family, right? because many people know in my family, they all look to me. Now I got older uncles and but if something happened, they gonna say call T, cause T got to figure it out. I'm like, well, I got to figure it out, right? Whether it's a hard choice or easy choice.
Right.
So how do you handle going into a room and finding that decision maker that's going to be able to understand the family, but also understand from whatever religion they've been grew up on about organ and tissue donation?
How I handle that, I'm just going to say Jehovah Witness. Jehovah Witness say we don't want any blood products. We don't use blood products. We use red packed cells. So, we use imitation blood. So they can still donate their organs. Sometimes we would go and people say, well, my religion doesn't support it. All mainstream religions support organ and tissue donation. They consider it the greatest gift of all.
My
so,
God.
But I want to talk, Dr. Franklin, about the kidneys. Currently in Memphis, if you go to any corner, you're going to find a dialysis unit.
Yes.
We have approximately 20,000 people on dialysis. But how likely are we to donate? Last year, it was pretty sad. 20,000. Now, we know all the people that die, you said we the murder capital, you said that's where we are. But you allow these organs to die off. We had 103 organ donors last year. It's pretty sad, isn't it? What happened to all those organs? They went to waste.
But in the black community, let me just be real, in the black folk, we were taught, I came in this world with it, and I'm going to take it back. Help me understand that, because for me, 4 of my family members are living because of a yes.
Absolutely.
And so when my son, when we got his driver's license at 16, when they asked him the question, he didn't even look at his mama. He said, yes,
that's right.
I wanted to be an organ, because he had heard me talk about it, and he's seen his great aunts and uncles live because somebody else said yes.
Absolutely.
Help us understand that, because I see it all the time. I talk to people that, even the people that got some type of organ, and when they're in the life, the family still say no. Make that make sense.
I have no idea. Sometime I had a case at Le Bonheur, and the young fellow died. He was very young. But I had a mother that I had to go to and talk to her about donation of her son's organs. Did not know at that time that her daughter needed a heart transplant. That mother said, no. Your daughter needs a heart. I said, it's like paying it forward. So your daughter needs this. I said, this family that I'm going to have to approach regarding your daughter, just like I'm approaching you, then what do you think they will say if they say no for your daughter? Woo! Her daughter was 8. Yes, children get sick. Children are born sick. They're born with organ failure. But this is just an opportunity for us to donate. But I do want to let you know that when you find a person who is a diabetic, diabetes, as you know, a person can lose their eyesight. They can lose their digits. They lose their limbs. After they have lost all of these things, then ultimately they lose their kidney function. So they need 2 organs, a kidney and a pancreas. So, but after they receive this, we do pancreas transplant. After they receive this, then they're no longer diabetic. Because with diabetes, they can't eat everything like us. They can't eat cakes, cookies, pies, and the holidays are coming. So how generous can we be? We are responsible for our own family. And which is African American. Yes, we're responsible for our own family.
Zola, you're so knowledgeable, but your heart is so big. Thank you. Because a lot of times we don't need to go around the block. we need to go straight to it.
Absolutely.
And what I'm asking you today, whether you're watching me on your screen or you're listening to me, I challenge you to go to www.midsountransplant.org and say yes to being an organ and tissue donor, because we never know when we may need it. And just to hear those numbers, that's alarming, because there are dialysis clinics everywhere.
On every corner.
On every corner. They have, I think they have outdid the corner stores, right? The corner stores,
They outdid the churches. They outdid the churches.
They outdid the churches. And so y'all, listen, if we don't keep saying yes, then we're going to have more clinics and more funeral homes.
Absolutely.
That's the real. Whether you like to hear me say it or not, it is what it is. And it ain't what it ain't.
That's right.
And we got to do it. Thank you, Zola, for all you're doing. And thank you for giving us the real truth. Because sometimes people like us, we don't need to be played. Tell me it's a yes or no,
Absolutely.
a no or a yes, and mean it.
That's it.
Thank you so much, Zola Burgess, and I appreciate you. Hey, y'all, I'm your girl, Dr. Talisa Franklin, another version of Shop Talk right here. And we're doing it live right here in Rome's Hair Gallery. You got to come over and see them. We got some amazing stylists right here to style your hair and also educate your mind about organ and tissue donation. We'll be right back, right after this. I am your girl, Dr. Talisa Franklin. Until next time, you know I love you, right, baby? Be blessed.
Step in the mirror, light, fix your crown. Lip gloss popping, let your edges lay down. It's the safe space where queens unwind. Hair done, nails done, peace of mind. Welcome to Shop Talk, pull up a chair. Sister to sister, secrets in the air. We laugh, we heal, we speak our truth. From grown woman vibes to the high school youth, yeah. Who got engaged, who changed a man, who start a business, who running the land, baby. Mama drama, church hat slave, politics, bills, and what Beyonce say. But don't get it twisted, we build, not break. Pouring love, no hearts at stake. Every story got power inside. Strong black women walk with pride. So plug in, queen, let your voice be loud. Shop Talk vibes, say it proud. From the washboard to the front desk walk, this is healing, this is Shop Talk.
Get registered, Mid-South.
It can have a massive impact, especially in our community.
Throughout the Mid-South, we make up over
75% of patients waiting.
We need organ donations more than ever.
It saves lives. Encourage friends and family to register.
Tell your loved ones your decision.
Don't leave them with a hard choice.
Leave a legacy.
Give hope.
Give life.
Should you register?
Yes.
Yes, you should.